Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where today I'm going to be talking about Infinite Warfare and future game modes that are going to be coming to the game. The gameplay you guys are watching is Defender game mode, and you guys probably don't even realize Defender is even a game mode in Infinite Warfare. I mean, it's a pretty fun game mode. I believe you can play this game mode in Ground War, which I think is pretty fun. Defender, what it is you just hold the ball, and the longer you hold the ball, the more points gains on your team, and the other teammates have to defend that person. And yeah, I don't know, it's a pretty cool thing. I really like a Defender. It's a pretty fun game mode. But anyway, let's talk about future game modes that are coming into Infinite Warfare. Now, Infinity Ward has not mentioned any new game modes coming out later in the future for Infinite Warfare. Even though we can all assume that there probably will be some new game modes coming out in the near future, Black Ops 3 didn't really introduce any new game modes. They eventually added gun game into Black Ops 3, but then way later they added in another game mode called Fracture, which didn't make its way into Infinite Warfare, which Fracture was honestly a pretty fun game mode. So anyway, talking about future game modes in Infinite Warfare, the reason why I mention this is because if you go into your barracks and you go under challenges, right? And under challenges, you can actually see like obviously different challenges. If you go to like game wins, like the amount of wins you earn for a certain game mode, one of them is actually demolition, which demolition is not in the game. So later in the future, we can all predict that demolition will probably be in Infinite Warfare, and I wonder why it's not already in the game, because demolition came out as soon as Black Ops 3 got launched. So I'm not really sure why demolition isn't in in Infinite Warfare. Because they have challenges for demolition. They have the challenges of game wins for demolition. They have a calling card and everything for it, but no one can complete it because the game mode is not in the game, right? You can't play demolition in Infinite Warfare yet. So later in the future, we can all assume that demolition will actually be in the game. So, and you know, demolition really isn't that popular of a game mode. It's only good for spawn trapping people. Like that game is literally, the game mode is literally meant to spawn trap people, is how I see it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to actually see whenever that game mode comes out in the future. Now, what's kind of weird is that they still have challenges for Reinforce, and they did have the Reinforce game mode in Infinite Warfare a little while ago, but then they got rid of it. And the reason why they probably got rid of it is because not very many people or like on the Reinforce servers or something like that. I actually never played Reinforce in Infinite Warfare, but Reinforce was in Call of Duty Ghosts, and I did play on there, where Reinforce was basically like Search and Destroy, right? You had one life, only it's like domination Search and Destroy, basically, where instead of bombs, there are 3 flags, and you have 1 life, right? And every time you capture a flag, everyone on your team will actually come back to life or something like that. So it's kind of an interesting game mode. I never played it in Infinite Warfare, but there are challenges for it. There's like game-winning challenges for Reinforce. There's also I think there's other challenges too, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But there's also another game mode that I like to talk about that might be coming in the future for Infinite Warfare. And like I said before, we're going back into looking into the challenges, right, to see what kind of challenges there are. And so another game mode challenge is actually grind. Grind is actually in the game. If you go to private match anyway, or what it's actually called is custom game, go to game setup, and once you go to mode, if you look down the list, you can actually find these game modes. You can actually find demolition as a game mode. You can actually find reinforce and grind as a game mode. And grind has actually not made its way into the multiplayer. And what's kind of interesting is that grind was actually in Call of Duty Ghosts as well. It was a custom game mode, but it was never introduced into the actual multiplayer, which is quite interesting. But they actually have challenges for grind in the challenges section in the barracks for Infinite Warfare. So, and there are not game-winning challenges though. They're like collecting deposit tags or something like that for grind. If you guys don't know how grind is actually played, it's like Kill Confirmed, and yeah, it's like pretty much like just like Kill Confirm, only when you collect your tags. It's like Kill Confirmed and Fractured put together. So you collect as many tags as you need to, then you go to like the deposit station or something like that, and then you deposit once you go over the objective and stuff like that. It's pretty much like Kill Confirm and Fractured put together is really what grind is. And grind has never made its way to the multiplayer. We've seen it back in Call of Duty Ghosts for a custom game, and it's also a custom game in Infinite Warfare. So I'll have to try this out actually, like right after this video. I'm going to try out and see if I can actually complete these challenges just by doing them in custom games. You might have to go up against real other players though, instead of like bots maybe. But I'll have to try it out. But it's kind of interesting how these challenges are in the barracks, but they're not. But these game modes are not actually put into the multiplayer. So later in the future, we will probably see these game modes come in. So yeah, Reinforced we already have, but who knows if that's going to be returning because it's not in the multiplayer currently. Demolition, right? We have demolition game wins as challenges, and so we can't complete that. We can't get 100% of challenges completed unless we don't have those game modes in the game, right? So quite interesting. Of course, grind. I would honestly love to play grind in the multiplayer. Well, I just want to see how that turns out. I could really care less about demolition, but grind will be an interesting game mode to see come into the future. But like I said, guys, how I found this out was just by going into my challenges and looking through every single challenge to see if there's something particular about them and like certain game modes, because they say what game mode you have to do to complete those challenges and get wins for them. And some of these game modes are not actually in the multiplayer, which is kind of interesting. And so anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for whatever you guys feel this video deserves. Don't forget to leave a like and comment down below if you think these game modes are actually going to be coming later in the future for Infinite Warfare. I mean, we're only at the beginning of Infinite Warfare's life cycle right now. DLC 1 is coming out at the end of January, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But yeah, we just gotta wait. You know, we just gotta wait it out. We have to wait till probably closer to the end of the year until these game modes might come out. Who knows? We'll just see. But anyway, subscribe for more Call of Duty content if you guys are interested. And like I said before, comment down below about future game modes for Infinite Warfare. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I shall catch you guys later.